Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my, I guess, first impressions of Canis. This is Dear Mr. Rain, and it's by Zaak. This is another Kuma imprint, Boys Love, it's Faku's new, like, gay and lesbian or Yuri and Yaoi imprint, I guess. I think they only have one Yuri title, but there's a few Yaoi titles out so far, and I didn't know this one was coming out and randomly saw it online, and saw the cover and went, yep, I'm gonna buy that, and then bought it immediately. So I'm really impressed with these Kuma titles. This one, or they all so far have this, like the dust jackets. This one in particular is, I don't know if it'll show up, but it's quite like the words, and then there's this like silver situation happening in like a pattern there. It's really beautiful anyway. I've heard of this creator, Zaak, before, but I've never read anything by them, so I was very intrigued, and the art is stunning on the cover, so I was doubly intrigued by this title. Basically, we follow this guy here, Satoru, I believe his name is. He is, I think in his late 20s, potentially early 30s, and he owns a haberdashery. He's a hat maker, and it does take place in Japan, even though it has a very European sort of look to it. But basically, yeah, he's a hat maker. He stumbles across this young man, who I believe is around 19 or so years old, whose name is Ryo, and it's kind of a slow burn about them getting to know each other. But Ryo has a very clearly troubled, secretive past, and is seemingly avoiding something or going somewhere, or away from someone, but you don't really know much about that at the beginning. And our main character is a bit of an overbearing manager. Most of his employees quit because he is so particular about his store, and so he is desperate for someone to work there. And when he comes across this young man who is clearly in distress, laying on the ground in the rain, he takes him back to his apartment, feeds him whatever, and then begs him to work at his store for at least one day. And so, yeah, it's a quirky story with a bit of, dark underground stuff going on, but not too much that it's like, it's not too violent a story. There is a little bit of violence, but for the most part is a really cute, fun little installment. And upon researching more into it, the Canis series does have more installments in it, but this one is Dear Mr. Rain, and then there's a few more, hopefully in the future. I'm hoping that Kuma will release more of them, but as of right now I could not find any indication that they were going to be releasing more. But also this one just came out, so they're probably going to see how this one does in terms of sales before they commit or announce releasing more. I don't believe there was anything explicit in this title. Actually, now that I think about it, there was not at all. So very much like Melting Lover, if you are going into this knowing that Faku is the company and you're like, oh, this is going to be a smutty read, it really isn't. So I'm very intrigued as to why this hentai publisher is publishing these boys' love works that don't have any sexual themes really at all. I'm not mad, because this was great regardless, but it's just an interesting thing to me. Yeah, but it's got this fun color page in the beginning, and then it's got this really, really fun art style that is just... I love the character designs. Really, really lovely. But yeah, that's a fun page. But yeah, fun art, really quirky little story, and I really hope we get more of these installments because, as far as my research has shown, we get a bit more into Ryo's kind of story and perspective, I guess. But yeah, super exciting new title that I had no idea was coming out, and then bought it on a whim, but I knew I'd love it just based off the cover, honestly. If you've read Canis, Dear Mr. Rain, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you know anything else about the creator Zaak, I would love to hear that as well, because it's a name I've heard quite often, but have never read anything by this creator until now. Anyway, thanks for watching.